What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 62 Beer Reviews. Today we're checking out another beer from Hill Farmstead out of Greensboro Bend, Vermont. This is their 15th anniversary, Madness and Civilization. I am not too familiar with this series, but if you are up in Vermont, know your Hill Farmstead, you probably are aware of this series. So this is an imperial stout aged in bourbon and port barrels. I do think the barrels vary depending on the year, vintage, and whatnot. But on the back here, it does say Madness and Civilization represents a panorama of our barrel aging program. Oak aged beers that emerge from their individual silences to find structure and voice as a unified composition. In honor of our 15th anniversary in 2025, we crafted a blend consisting of our most cherished imperial stout, Damon, which I have heard of, aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels from our favorite distilleries. Two other yet to be released imperial stouts, one aged in bourbon barrel for a year and the other aged in a single tawny port barrel for a year. And Beyond Good and Evil, that had aged in bourbon for nearly 2 years. Hill Farmstead Brewery is a culmination of travel and insight, of friendships and explorations, and of realizing a sense of one's place, and a bunch of other stuff I think we read in previous reviews. So, um, bottle conditioning since April 3rd, 2025. Our brewers recommend this beer be consumed within 6 months of release, which is, I was trying to think about this. I was like, bottle conditioning since April 3rd. I think it was released, almost positive, in November, and we are here in January 2026. Um, so I don't know, are they meaning within 6 months of that bottle condition date? I'm assuming since they released it in November, 6 months from then, right? I don't know. So maybe they meant to have a little bit of age on this. Not sure. Brewed and bottled by Hill Farmstead Brewery, 403 Hill Road, Greensboro Bend, Vermont. No ABV, as usual with Hill Farmstead beers, but if I happen to find it, I'll put it in there. So label art it's cool, it's classic. Hill Farmstead, what I expect a stout from them to look like. Really huge bottle here. Don't see this bottle shape too often when it comes to stouts, but I dig it. So I love the gold, the black, the white, everything about it. I dig it. So let's grab it open. 52 degrees, it says to drink this at, which we are probably somewhere around there. So never had, so we had a porter from them at the tap room, which was very, very good. Twilight of the Idols. So I have high hopes for this. It's stout weather. It's like in the 30s out there right now. Is this going to work? Yes, it is. Beautiful. Maybe. I think that'll be fine. But yeah, perfect stout weather if you ask me. So this sounds real nice right now. It poured kind of like a cola color, but man, does it look dark in that glass. No head whatsoever, but it looks pretty oily. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty thick, if you ask me. Pretty decent legs on there. That beer in the glass is pitch black. Looks really, really nice. I can smell it from here. I smell a little bit of port. So I've been drinking some port heavy cocktails recently, and I definitely am smelling port right now. So excited to check this out. Check out the aroma. Ooh, oh my gosh. That is rich, decadent. You know what? I just realized that. Look, I don't know if it's going to come through or not, but you can see the ring on there. I've noticed Matt from Massive Beers kind of pointing that out, kind of showing you. I think just having a little age on it. Some beers will have that ring on the top there. But yeah, man, this beer smells delicious. It It is super rich. It's got some nice dark fruit. Definitely get that port coming through. But it also has a bourbon character, a little bit of umami thing going on too. This is really nice, complex aroma. It's almost meaty too. I feel it's crazy. I don't know what it is. Just happens to be so the stouts that we've been drinking recently. But I noticed it in the double barrel from Bourbon County this year. Just a nice rich meatiness that I'm just getting a lot of red wine notes in beer, particularly stouts. Yeah, there is definitely some kind of like soy sauce umami thing going on too. Meaty. This is not your like fudgy, pastry stout at all whatsoever. This is just on another level. Just, I mean, so complex. Got to be coming from that blend. It almost makes me want to check out. I've heard of Damon before. I want to try all these other beers on their own and then come back to this beer. I absolutely love that aroma. It smells so nice. It really does. So let's check it out. Cheers, y'all. Mm, that's really nice. That is really nice. Everything you get on the aroma comes through on the taste. Mm. Yeah, I'd say we're like just under 52 degrees right now. I think this is only going to get better as it warms up, honestly. Tons and tons of like dark fruit, specifically like um, almost getting like blackberry, black currant, a little molasses. Mm, that is really nice. This is like one of those like dessert beers. Like you want to drink this after you just had a big steak, potatoes, whatnot, or like shepherd's pie or something like that. Dude, this is a great nightcap right here. Honestly, I got the cap on there, right? Um, I might drink some of this afternoon and then come back to it tonight. We'll see. This is really just nice, decadent, very complex beer. Seriously, there are tons and tons of red wine notes in there. Yeah, that molasses comes through, brown sugar, a little bit of fig. This is just a dark fruit heavy stout. This is not your. I get like you know dark chocolate a little bit in there, but this is very dark fruit forward, and I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. I love me a good coffee stout, roasty, toasty stout, but this is not that. This is not that. This is complex and just savory almost when it comes to beer. Probably one of the most what's I don't even know how you say that. It it's savory. It is. It's not sweet at all. It's not cloying. Actually, pretty dry finish for a big old barrel aged stout. I will say the body, straight on medium body for what I'm assuming is over 10%. So, not the thickest stout that I've had. It definitely looks it in the glass, but not super viscous and thick. So that's the only thing that this beer is missing. And I will say the aroma is huge, 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 huge. And then it's a little bit toned back on the palate, but fantastic taste. And I really, really dig this beer. And this is one of those things that, all right, we'll just dive in. Price wise, I paid 30 for this bottle. When in Rome, right? Hill Farmstead, I had to do it. Had to do it. So definitely a little pricier for a barrel aged stout, but it's very different from anything else that I've ever had. So that in itself is definitely worth it. Like I said, if this had a little bit bigger body um, and the taste followed through to a T with what the nose was, yeah, this would be 10 out of 10 for sure. But I think I'm going to go. Mm, heavy caramel on that sip. Caramelized figs. That is really good. Ah, I'm going to go 465. 465 on this. Like I said, bump that body up, bump that taste up just a little bit, just a little bit, and this is 10 out of 10, or 5 out of 5, I should say. So, if anybody's had this, or I would love to hear any other vintage that you've had of Madness and Civilization. Let me know. Drop it down in the comments, or the other ones on here. I really want to know. Damon, people like Damon out there. I've heard of that one, and then Beyond Good and Evil too. So let me know if you guys have had any of those. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and would love to hear your thoughts if you'd had this one. 15 years for Hill Farmstead. Congrats to them. It's awesome to hear, especially state of craft beer right now. Very cool. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.